So this is editing versus regenerating characters, settings, and objects in your director's notes. Now, what is editing? What is regenerating? First, let's dive into one of our characters. We're going to use Conrad as our example here, but just know that the same principles of editing and regenerating characters across all of your director's notes and of course the settings and objects is the same, okay? So we're going to click into Conrad here. Now, we might love how Conrad looks, which in that case, we could just click check and move on. Whether we edit or regenerate depends on the type of change we want to make. If we just want to make a small change to this image, let's say we want to change the color of his eyes, easy. Let's go make his eyes blue. That's when you'd want to edit the image. What editing the image does is it basically takes this image that you have and then tells the AI, hey, can you change this about that image? Whereas regenerating the image doesn't take this image at all. It just starts from a new prompt from the ground up and says, hey, can you make an image like this? So editing is for small changes to an existing image, whereas regenerating creates a new image from the ground up. Let's go through actually editing this image for Conrad. We want to keep the same image. We just want to change the eye color. So we're going to scroll down and click edit image here. Do you see how we did this? This is where we want to click edit image. I would like to change his eyes to blue. Just tell us what you want to do in the language you would normally use. And we have what's called our sidekick. Essentially, it's a series of questions that will actually help us understand exactly the change you want to make. So we can see here, this is a pretty simple change we're making to it. So we only have one follow-up question we're asking, which is what shade of blue would you like for Conrad's eyes? Light blue, medium blue, dark blue. I'm going to go with medium blue. These follow-up questions ensure that when you prompt our AI, you're getting exactly what you want. If these questions are not useful, it's just a small change, then you could skip them. But I would most of the time say you should be answering these questions because they will be probably helpful. But if for some reason the questions are not helpful for you, you can click skip and just type in your change directly. But I'm going to click here, medium blue or natural eye color shade, and we'll see what it comes up with here. All right, now we can see the blue eyes of this character that have been successfully changed. But what if we want to completely regenerate this image? We want to make a major change to the character. In this case, maybe I want him to be more bulky. He looks like a pretty average size man, but I want him to be like super bulky. And maybe I also want him to look a bit younger. Actually, like this man looks like he might be in his 30s. Maybe I want him to look like a teenager or someone who's a young adult. So let's now click regenerate and we'll say, I want this character to look like a young adult and be bulkier, think athletic, and someone who works out regularly. Okay, great. Now, here's the deal. The more specific you can be in these custom directions, the better. Ultimately, our whole goal is to understand your intention. What do you want your character to look like? And the more that you can describe this with being less vague and more direct, the better, the better. So in this case, when I click regenerate image, it starts clarifying, which is when it runs this layer. We'll call it our sidekick layer where it asks us these follow-up questions. And here's where it asks us, what age range should the character look like for young adult? I'm going to go with 18 to 22 years old. The next question then is how bulky should the character be? We're going to go very bulky. And lastly, it's should the character's clothing style or any other features change with the new body type? And I'm going to say let's change to more sporty or athletic clothing. But for now, we're just going to say change to more sporty or athletic clothing. Okay, so I'm going to click finish, and then it's going to regenerate this image. Now, you'll see at the top here, it says only need small tweaks, use edit instead. That's our little reminder that if you're only trying to make a small tweak, you should just be editing it. All right, now look at Conrad. He's totally a new man now. This is the older version of him. This is now the younger version with him a bit bulkier. I think this turned out great. You could still see too how it carried over a lot of the core things of the beanie and the glasses. Now, here's the thing. You might want to make other changes to this character, and you might see yourself continuing to regenerate, but still having certain changes to the character remain the same. If you're in this position, what you should try and do is update the physical description. You don't always need to update it, but if something's like a sort of sticky change that regenerating an image is not allowing you to accomplish, what you'll want to do is change the physical description and then regenerate the image. So in this case, if I want him to maybe not have glasses, I would take out the rectangular glasses from here, or explicitly mention in my prompt regenerating image, hey, I don't want them to have glasses. With this said, this is how you edit and regenerate an image. I hope you understand the distinction here. At the end of this module, we'll be having a brief troubleshooting section where I'll talk through some things that some people regularly run into issues in and how you can circumvent them. And also, our support team is always here at hello@creatorwood.tv. Anytime you need help with anything, we're at your service. In the meantime, storytellers of the world.